Hello, this is Matthew Rupp. I put together a spreadsheet analyzing all the electricians in Wichita that really compares them in all the important areas when it comes to ranking well on Google. Let me jump over there real quick. Here we go. There's 10 or 12 different electricians here in Wichita, the electrical companies that I compared everybody to. Okay, and looking at their website, I mean, this is really kind of the only one that's really subjective and, kind of a matter of opinion, but there's I'll touch on this one, like NAP. That's name and address and phone number on every page. This is an important local ranking factor. Video. This one kind of surprised me when I look at the HVAC industry here in Wichita. Like uh, almost every one of them has a video on their homepage of their site. I didn't see a single video on any of the electrical companies here in Wichita, which was kind of surprising. This is a real opportunity because video keeps people on your site longer. Which is an important ranking factor. And the longer they stay on the site, the more they're building trust, and people watch videos. So I was kind of surprised about that one. Let's jump down to your Google My Business profile. This is really step number one when it comes to um, ranking well on Google. This is when you look for your business name, not the domain, but the business name, and you see this box over here. This will be, so you have 4 Google reviews, there's your address, your hours if you're open, phone number, and see photos. On one hand, I'll give you props all day long. 28 pictures you have, with the exception of 2 companies, you have more than everybody put together. You, by a good margin, have more pictures than any other electrician here in Wichita. So that's great. The only thing I would challenge you to think about is that would be a real opportunity is we have a crane, the outside of a building, a stock photo, a baseball diamond. This is a good one, which this shows me you guys can handle huge jobs. That's okay. I like this one. I would just challenge you, like, that's great. Key chai. I'll just to personalize some of these and actually show your team and kind of put a face on things. I already know from looking at your site and from your reputation in the community that you guys can handle huge jobs. But if you put a face on this and kind of some of the fun stuff you do and involved in the community, it would be there's 5 or 6 different. I'll just show you. Like you can be strong in all these areas: team, exterior, interior, and at work. So that's great. You're doing better than anybody else, but there's still, this is job number one if you want to rank well and drive traffic to your website, is a really, really solid Google My Business profile, and it's free. Let's jump down to reviews. This is definitely an opportunity. If you look at my website, I've helped a couple different clients here in Wichita with bringing up less than stellar reviews, and I've had a lot of success in this area. So 4, you actually have more reviews than anybody else, which is another one I was a little bit more surprised compared to the HVAC industry. This is a big opportunity, even with 4, I mean, really, I mean, an example, I'll just show you real quick: patent, pest control, patent exterminating. This is a client I've done a lot of work with. They have 35 Google reviews with 4.6 stars, and they actually had a really weird deal happened just last week where someone left 1 star for an accident in a car and had nothing to do with it. Anyway, so reviews, this is definitely, you're doing better than everybody else once again, but it's a definite opportunity to do better. Mobile friendly, it shows up, your website shows up well on a mobile device, yes. Domain authority is high. That's kind of a combination of all the links that are pointing to your site. Links pointing to your site, this is a very important ranking factor, and you guys are number 2 in this area, better than every other company in town. Whoops, there's one that would be number 2. So you guys are number 3 out of probably a dozen companies. You have 300 links pointing to your site from 87 different domain names. And one other company, Tracy, has more links for more domain names. Let's see who's doing well with the 800, and the 335 is Tracy and Reddy. So Maybe you guys are once again doing well in, but we could do a little bit better. Citations. This is citations is name is like Manta, City Search, YP.com, Yellowbook.com, sites like that. And why those matter, search engines are looking for consistency. The same name and address and phone number, and you have more citations than anybody else by a pretty good margin, a lot more than most of them. Of the top citations, you have 47%. Young Electric has 51% of the top citations and a lot less than you. This tells me that a lot of this 325 are low quality ones. They're not the most important ones since they have more of the top citations that are important and with a lot less citations. So citation authority, 53. See, they have about the same citation, percentage of citations secured, or the top citations. So this is where they have more quality. It's Electric has, so less citations, less of the top ones, but they have more of the most important ones. So when it comes to links and citations, it really is all about quality, not about quantity at all. So once again, this is an area you're doing really well in. There's definitely an opportunity to do a little better. Site speed, you can check yourself here. This definitely needs some work. 65 out of 100. This one is the worst, an Electric Tech. 65 out of 100. 64, 68, 63. Nobody's doing well in this area, and it's a very important ranking factor, and no one's doing well in this. The desktop is at 54 out of 100, which is lower than any other company. I don't know who's taking care of your website right now. I'll see if I can tell by looking at it really quick, but I would, this is a definite opportunity. It's not obvious here at the bottom. But this is a big one. This one needs to be addressed right away. Content, I'm at 7 minutes, so I'm going to move forward a little quicker. Content is a huge opportunity for every electrical company in Wichita. I mean, an enormous opportunity. Individual bios, a good about page, connection to Wichita, which I know you guys have. A real good frequently asked questions, being involved in the community, great photos. This is an enormous opportunity that if one electrical company in Wichita took real seriously, it would make a world of difference to their site. On-page SEO, I don't know who's working on your site, but I can explain this if you have any questions. I just need to kind of wrap this up. I know I'm taking a while. This is some real red flags here, the warnings and information, and 404 pages. This is where you go to a page of your site expecting one page and nothing is there. So these are some pretty big red flags. Anything that you're red in, too long URLs, 2,700 of those, a lot of broken links, and a lot of empty alt text. 42,000 examples, if that's correct, which makes me think that something's wrong with that because that's so many. That's the images of your description of your images. See, Google doesn't see images. They're looking for, like when you mouse over something and a little bit of text pops up, that's called the alt text. That's the description of the image, and that's what Google is counting for, so they know what these images are of. So to see what these images are. So I look at commercial, I'll undoubtedly see pictures on this page. If I put the mouse over them and no text pops up, that means there's no description for that image, and Google doesn't know what it is. Okay, so this is an example. Interest DRC2. So that's no alt tag. No, that's an alt tag that doesn't make any sense. And so this is a really big opportunity. So Interest Disaster Recovery. So this is what it is. The Interest Disaster Recovery Center, but there's an opportunity to put your name in there as well, or electrical services provided by, and plug your name in there. And so like I said, I'll wrap this up. This is a huge opportunity because you have a lot of photos and it looks like almost none of them have descriptions typed in. Lots and lots of good things. Whoops, that was graph. I'm not going to start my whole video over. fortunately, the the alt tag is somebody else that's really hurting in that area. You guys are doing great in lots and lots of areas. There's a few opportunities you could definitely be doing better. I'm going to work with one electrical company here in Wichita and make them #1 on Google. One. If you're interested in being that company, please give me a shout. If you have any questions, feel free to look at my site. I've given a lot of talks at WSU on the subject, a lot of presentations. I've created a lot of case studies on local companies. I've helped a lot of local businesses here in Wichita, produce a lot of results. There, as you can see, some of the examples of results that we've helped our clients with, and hopefully this was helpful. Apologize it took so long. Hope you have a great week.